Hello everyone, my name is Rich Keener. I'm the Village Manager for the Village of Villa Park. Today's another one of my segments where I'll be talking about an upcoming board meetings agenda. So folks, today's segment I'll be talking about the November 8th formal board agenda. So let's begin. So on the agenda, number 1 is the call to order, it's the roll call. Number 2 is the Pledge of Allegiance. Number 3 is public comments on agenda items. Folks, that's the appropriate time to come to the podium, be recognized, and comment on items that are on the formal agenda that evening. Moving forward, we have number 4, which is amendments to the agenda. Folks, that's the appropriate time for the village president or trustees to revise or modify the formal agenda for that evening. Moving on, we have number 5, which is our consent agenda area. We have 5A, which is minutes from the board meeting held on October 25th, 2021. We have 5B, which is bill listings for the weeks of October 25th, 2021 and November 8th, 2021 in the amount of $1,832,892.68. And so moving forward, we have our area number 6, which is the first reading on ordinance to be codified. So we have 6A, which is an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, amending section 14.207, no parking zones, of the Village of Villa Park Municipal Code. So folks, the background on this particular item is that on Charles Avenue from Oak Street to St. Charles Road was recently constructed as a component of the Charles Avenue Improvement Project. During the construction work, the water main and fire hydrants were relocated from the west side to the east side of the avenue. Subsequently, the no parking restrictions must be aligned with the relocation of the fire hydrants. Therefore, the no parking restrictions must be moved from the west side to the east side of Charles Avenue from St. Charles to Oak Street. Staff recommends approval of an ordinance enacting this change. So folks, during the construction of the Charles Avenue project, the water main and fire hydrants were moved to the opposite side of where they were, and now we need to change the parking restrictions because obviously we do not want folks parking by the fire hydrants just in case there happens to be a fire, and then our firefighters will not be able to open up the hydrant and suppress the fire. So moving on, for Monday night, November 8th, we have number 7, which is our second reading on ordinances to be codified. We have 7A, which is an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, amending Chapter 3, Article 3, Section 3-309 of the Villa Park Municipal Code. So folks, the background on this particular item includes the Village Board is considering amending Section 3-309 of Chapter 3, Article 3 of the Villa Park Municipal Code so that its liquor code pertaining to persons eligible for a liquor license, specifically to allow elected officials to become eligible to hold a liquor license. If approved, this ordinance will amend Village Code to reflect the Illinois Liquor Code, which allows certain elected officials under certain conditions to hold a liquor license. So folks, just as I've read, this is the second reading on this proposed ordinance, which would modify Village Code so that elected officials can have a liquor license, a direct interest in liquor distribution and things of that nature. So moving on for Monday night, November 8th, we have number 8 on our agenda, which is our ordinance area. We have 8A, which is an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, approving a second amendment to the lease amendment with T-Mobile Central LLC for the installation and maintenance of mobile phone equipment at 11 West Home Avenue. Folks, the background on this particular item is that the village has an existing lease agreement with T-Mobile for the installation and maintenance of mobile phone equipment at 11 West Home Avenue. T-Mobile recently approached village staff to inquire about the possibility of leasing additional premises to install an emergency backup generator. Staff worked with T-Mobile to negotiate a proposed amendment to the lease agreement to allow for the lease of additional premises and for the construction and maintenance of the proposed generator. If approved, the monthly rent paid to the village by T-Mobile would increase by $1,000 a month as of the effective date of the proposed amendment. Staff recommends approval of the ordinance. So folks, we have an existing T-Mobile agreement, and it's located at 11 West Home Avenue, which is our water tower. And so T-Mobile has antennas and wires on our water tower, and the request here is to install an emergency backup generator, and that will be located at the base of the water tower, and it will be a diesel backup generator, so they do not have to cut into the ground and install NICOR gas mains or anything of that nature. So it's a diesel backup generator. So moving on, we have number 9, which is our resolutions area. We have 9A, which is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, approving final change order number 2 to the contract with John Neary Construction Company, Inc. of Addison, Illinois, for construction of the 3rd Avenue Improvement Project, which is Holly to Division, for a net addition in the amount of $42,978.24. So folks, the background on this particular item is that the village has a contract with John Neary Construction Company, Inc. of Addison, Illinois, in the amount of $1,003,205.70 for the construction of the 3rd Avenue Improvement Project, which was Holly to Division. Proposed final change order number 2 consists of the final balancing of contract quantities as measured in the field. The net amount of proposed final change order number 2 is an addition in the amount of $42,978.24 for an adjusted final contract amount of $1,046,183.94. Staff recommends approval of this change order. So folks, this is the final change order for the 3rd Avenue Improvement Project, and it's an addition to the final contract amount, and the addition is $42,978.24, and it's the final balancing of contract quantities as measured in the field. And I believe it's extra concrete and less asphalt, things of that nature. And again, it is an addition, but it's also the final change order. So this project's done. And if you remember, the village was awarded a $400,000 grant from Dupage counties through the CDBG program. And so once the project's done, then we can seek reimbursement for that $400,000. And then we'll put that $400,000 towards another project in the spring. So folks, moving on to 9B from Monday night, November 8th, we have the resolution of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, approving an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Villa Park and the Village of Lombard for traffic signal maintenance. Folks, the background on this particular item is that this intergovernmental agreement is for the maintenance of the traffic signals at the intersection of Westmore Myers Road and St. Charles Road. The maintenance is currently shared between Lombard and Villa Park. Previously, this location was included in the Village of Villa Park's maintenance contract, and Lombard would pay their share of 3/4 for this location. This agreement will transfer the maintenance responsibility to Lombard, with Villa Park paying 1/4 of the share. Lombard is looking at improving the traffic signals, including this location. Therefore, it is recommended that they take over the maintenance responsibility for this location at this time. Staff recommends approval of this resolution. So folks, at this particular intersection, 3 of the corners of the intersection are under control of Lombard, and 1 corner of the intersection, 1 light pole, is under the control of Villa Park, but yet Villa Park is under responsibility for maintenance of all the corners, and then we receive reimbursement from Lombard. So Lombard wants to take over the responsibility of maintaining the intersection, and then we would pay Lombard for the 1 light pole for maintenance. And it's a very small amount on an annual basis. So moving on to 9C for Monday, November 8th, we have a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, Dupage County, Illinois, authorizing the village's 2022 Employee Health Insurance Program. So folks, the background on this particular item is that agreements with the village's health insurance providers expire on December 31st, 2021. For calendar year 2022, staff recommends the village continue medical coverage with Blue Cross Blue Shield with no additional premium increase and a one-time $15,000 credit. Staff also recommends moving ancillary benefits of dental, vision, and life insurance to Sun Life for a 9.8% decrease in cost. Additional voluntary life will be offered to employees through Sun Life at no cost to the village. Employee wellness programs through CHC Wellness and Virgin Pulse, and the Employee Assistance Program through Linden Oaks Behavioral Health will continue in 2022 as well. The Flexible Spending Account and COBRA administration will continue with WEX, Inc. at no additional cost. The overall cost to the village is anticipated to decrease 1.27% for the 2022 benefit year. Staff recommends approval of this resolution. So folks, on an annual basis, we renew our agreements with our healthcare providers, and which includes dental, health, vision, and life insurance. And on an annual basis, we hire a broker, which is Horton, that goes out into the market and seeks quotes. And this year, Blue Cross Blue Shield is a level, as in 0 increase plus a $15,000 credit, and then we have savings in dental and vision and life insurance. So staff recommends approval of this resolution. So moving on, we have 9D for Monday night, November 8th, which is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, estimating the tax levy for 2021 in compliance with the Truth in Taxation Law. So the background in this particular item is that the tax levy process begins with the estimating resolution and will be considered for adoption and filed in December. The village is property tax capped, so the majority of the levy can increase by the lesser of the Consumer Price Index, also known as CPI, which is 1.4% for this levy year, or 5%. This resolution estimates an overall increase to the village and library tax levies of 5% after all abatements. The final levy amounts may be lowered by DuPage County in accordance with tax cap laws. So folks, we do this on an annual basis. It's part of the budget process, and it's a little confusing for most folks, especially when I say it's estimating the tax levy for 2021. In Illinois, we pay property tax in arrears, so that's why we say it's estimating the property tax for 2021. And of course, we're in a property tax capped area, and so it can only increase by the CPI or 5%. And so we always try to maximize what we can, and this year it's at 5%, and DuPage County will more than likely lower that by taking into account newly annexed property or newly built complexes or commercial developments as well. So moving on to 9E for Monday night, we have a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving the purchase of one 2021 Chevrolet Traverse vehicle for investigative use through the in-town car dealership, Castle Chevrolet, in an amount not to exceed about $35,000. The police department has a need to replace unmarked squads used by the investigations division. Over time, with increased miles and normal wear and tear, the Villa Park Police Department must replace these aging vehicles. The police department, through the budgetary process, has the authority to purchase 3 police squad vehicles during the 2021 calendar year. Currently, 2 Dodge Durangos have been ordered and waiting for delivery. The police department has not been able to locate any other police squad vehicles through the state bidding process. The purchase of the 2021 Chevrolet Traverse would fulfill the purchase of a 3rd squad vehicle and replace Investigations Vehicle Number 159, which is a 2002 Infiniti QX4 compact sedan with over 111,000 miles on it with growing service issues. Staff is seeking approval to purchase a 2021 Chevrolet Traverse in an amount not to exceed $35,000. The required police equipment, including lights, siren, and switch box, will be purchased at a later date. Staff recommends approval of this resolution. So folks, we have 2 vehicles on order, and we cannot locate another one due to the pandemic, which has slowed chip production for many, many vehicles, and I'm sure you're all aware of that. So what the police department wants to do is they've located a Chevy Traverse on Castle Chevrolet's lot here in Villa Park, and they're interested in purchasing that and then retiring investigative vehicle 159. And so I read to you that 159 is a 2002 Infiniti QX4. Folks, that's a 19-year-old vehicle that was seized, and we've used it for many years, and we're not allowed to use seized vehicles anymore in the police department. And this vehicle has maintenance issues, and it's 19 years old and high mileage, so we want to replace it with a newer Chevrolet Traverse, and if approved, then we'll just purchase it off the lot and have the siren and things of that nature installed at a later time. So moving on from Monday night, November 8th, we have number 10 on our agenda, which is public comments on non-agenda items. And folks, that's the appropriate time for anyone in the audience to come to the podium, be recognized, and comment on items that are not on the agenda. Number 11 is the village clerk's report, followed by number 12, the village trustees report, followed by 13, the village president's report, then followed by 14, the village manager's report, which is my report, followed by number 15, our executive session. And so we will go into executive session, and then there are no action items when we come out. So we'll come out, and number 16 on the agenda is adjournment. And then our next meeting is scheduled for November 22nd, 2021. And at that meeting, we'll present the calendar year 2022 budget in depth. And that would be the corporate funds and the enterprise funds, which is water, sewer, storm sewer, and then all the road works. So all in one meeting, be a PowerPoint presentation, and then the budget will be presented and then available here at Village Hall for inspection. And we'll take the PowerPoint presentation from that night and put it on our website the next morning. And that'll kick off the budget process. And then the budget will be discussed again in several meetings in December. And then it'll be filed with Dupage County by the last Tuesday in December, and then implemented effective January 1st. So we've got kind of a busy time approaching with the budget and many other things. So if you have some time, please tune in to one of our cable channels or to our internet channel, YouTube, and kind of view online, or you can come in person. We'll be following the COVID pandemic restrictions of wearing a mask and following social distancing as best we can. So I hope you had a wonderful and safe Halloween. It's my pleasure to be the village manager. Again, my name is Rich Keener, and it's my honor to be the village manager for the Village of Villa Park. Take care.